Hey, Phantom here. Let's talk about this trailer for a minute. So, little background. Metroid is my favorite game franchise. Full stop. When I was a little kid, it certainly had the most influence on me. Legend of Zelda was up there too. But no, Metroid is specifically Metroid Prime is foundational to who I am as a person. In 2017, we got the announcement for Metroid Prime 4. And it's coming. December 4th. It is coming. And I am hyped. I am hyped. Don't let this video dissuade you or mislead you. I am so excited. This trailer, though, is interesting. So, this is a short little video. It's unscripted. I'm just going to talk about my thoughts. Metroid, to me, is all about feeling alone in an isolated environment, exploring the unknown as the most badass figure in all of fiction, in my opinion. And if we go back to the first trailer that we got, like this, okay, it's the second trailer. This is everything that I wanted when I heard Metroid Prime 4 was coming. It was in development, and it had to restart development because, Nintendo didn't think the first version was that great and everything. And it restarted development with Retro Studios, the original developers of the Prime series. Like look at this. Look at this. This is everything that I wanted. It's like everything I remember, but somehow better. Like, it looks fantastic. It's a Nintendo game. I'm not expecting, high fidelity dust particles. I just want a compelling art style in a convincing presentation. And this is it. This is what we're getting. With the reveal of the psychic powers, you can open doors and all that. Like, it's pretty funny. But I think that's a cool idea. It's an interesting way that they can evolve the series and add new power-ups. It's like, oh yeah, we're getting the power bombs again. Oh, we got missiles again. That happens in every Metroid game. And Nintendo is not a studio to do the same thing over and over again. Every iteration of each game in all of their IPs has some new twist, some gimmick, something that sets it apart from other entries in the series. It looks perfect from this trailer. And then we got the Treehouse Direct, and even that intro scene, that intro section, it looked great. It looked a little like Prime 3, which is kind of, on the lower end of the games that I like in the series that I've played. But, it's fine. It was a good game. But it was not it's not my cup of tea as far as Metroid games go. And it was a little like that, but then we have this Viros section. We go to Viros, this planet, and that's everything that I wanted. We get that new suit, and then we got the latest trailer. And I think, like many other people, I was slightly confused about what I was seeing. Like this looks cool. I didn't immediately recognize it as Metroid. There's other third-party games on the Switch. I didn't watch the whole direct. I guess this was a Nintendo-only direct. But then it's like, oh, okay, what do we have here? Oh, a bike. Oh, that's Samus on a motorcycle. Is this like, are they gonna like add something to Mario Kart? Is she gonna join Mario Kart finally? Oh, we get this shot of the bike. Boom, it blasts off. This big desert world. This expansive desert. Like, what is this? Is this some sort of spin-off? A lot of people have said similar things, you know? I'm out here, I'm watching videos, I see what other people say. And I was kind of like, okay, this is interesting. And then suddenly, no, this is Metroid Prime 4. This is like the gameplay that we saw before. Like, what is happening? This, like this ice section looks really cool. All of this, those particle effects, you know, using the psychic powers to open mechanisms and whatnot. This all looks great. And there's Sylux again. So he is here on the planet. The second half was very exciting. And then we got the release date. But, like, I'm just going to be honest. This second trailer sucks. This was not a good trailer to, you know, showcase everything that Metroid Prime 4 should be. So, but it says the road to release, you know, starts now with like the amiibos and stuff. And, you know, maybe there's going to be more that we get to see. But what we saw in this trailer, I'm still excited for this game. But, you know, it's like, do we want a big open world? No. Do I think it's going to be a big open world? No. And I'll get to that. But, like, first let's, like, talk about the bike a little more. It's like, I think that this, you know, I've been thinking about it a lot. And I think this is perfectly fine. I am excited to ride this motorcycle through this desert. I do have my reservations. Like, it does look very empty and very big. Like, how long are we going to be driving through this? You know, I speculated to myself, and I've seen online that this is going to replace this spaceship, Samus's gunship, in Prime 3. In that game, you would teleport between different planets, and on each planet was a contained Metroidvania level or biome. So maybe that's what this is, and I do think that's the case. And having a bike, you know, it's cool. It's cool. Like, do I think the design is a little too, like, modern day for Metroid? A little bit. From what we saw of the aliens, the Lemorne, in the trailer that we watched before, they struck me as like a Buddhist kind of type, you know. They did not the kind to be riding around on motorcycles. But hey, you know what? I think it'll be fun. And the design is cool. So I'm still excited. It's just, you know, maybe I have my reservations. And this trailer was not very great. Like, the music is just not very good. It's like they took a bunch of stems from some stock rock music tracks and just slapped them all together, made sure they're in the same key and tempo. Like, this isn't good Metroid music. Not at all like, you know, the trailer we talked about before. And just dropping that motorcycle on us without any context. I don't know anyone who knew what this game was just by looking at that. So, you know, whoever made this trailer, I'm sorry, it's not the best. It does not stifle my hype for this game. We'll see what this desert area, this open world, is like when we get to play it. Right now, I'm not shutting it down. I'm not afraid that, oh, they're going Breath of the Wild with it. Like, oh no, Nintendo's just got to add an open world to everything. Like, when I was younger, one of my biggest feelings about, you know, like Metroid Prime, and well, all the games really, is that we're supposed to be exploring this planet, but we're really only exploring like a few cubic miles of this planet. Really, like, not that much of it. You know, getting back to the point, I think this is a pretty clever way to make the world actually feel large. And you know what, when we look at this desert environment, you know, we can see these biomes. There's these mountains over here. You know, as she's driving, there's this giant tree. in the description on the website, I believe it was, she arrives on planet Vuros in a jungle with a giant tree. So boom, there's our forest biome right there. We're just going to be traveling. There's the tree, the giant tree again, in the forest area. We're just going to be using the bike to move back and forth between places. Now, like these areas, these outposts, I hope that there's something interesting there and it's not just like a camp that you can raid to get an energy tank or something. I think where Metroid really could improve is getting away from power-ups that are just number boosters is a better way to say that. Some games in the Metroidvania franchise have iterated upon the formula that Metroid put in place, and now I'm playing Hollow Knight Silksong right now. There are things that you can just miss entirely, and you would be none the wiser if you weren't on the internet, if you didn't scour everything and figure out all the platforming puzzles. And that kind of explorational rewards is way better to me than, oh well, now I have 100 more health points. But so what I hope for these kind of outposts is that there's something more interesting there, like at least interesting lore. Now this structure does not look Lamorne. It does not look alien. This looks like Galactic Federation, which in the previous trailer, if I can just go back to that real quick, I couldn't find it. I think it was in the very first trailer. We see Galactic Federation things, destroyed in the jungle, all tied up in the leaves and stuff. So these kind of things, these look more like Galactic Federation structures. So I'm hoping that there's something interesting that we can find there that's not just a number booster, a secret passage to a new biome, or even like the missile combos from Metroid Prime 1. You don't need those at all, but they're cool as hell when you find them, and they're fun to use. So, regarding this trailer, I already said I don't think it's very good, but the game itself, I still have high hopes. The graphics in some of these areas look kind of rough, but there's time to fix it. And then it's almost like as soon as we switch to this first-person mode, it looks so much better. The animations are cleaner. The cinematography or the lighting, it just looks much more improved than when you're on the bike. So I hope they improve that. But this game looks awesome, and if you don't know who this is, well, you got to get into the Metroid lore. But this is gonna be an excellent villain. Very excited to see what we have going. So I think I have rambled enough about this trailer. The bike it caught me off guard, but you know what? I am going to judge the game when I play it. So thanks for indulging me with this little unscripted ramble about Metroid. Until next time, may the light of Aether shine upon you.